It's a beautiful weekend. You are so welcome to Let's Talk Entertainment right here on your favorite news channel, JoyNews on Multi TV. My name is Becky. This is the weekend edition. Settle in. I'll be right back.
There's a time in your life where you just gotta tell all those negative vibes to get out. You made me useless family man with no resources to my name. You do not respect any man can look my children in the face. They don't get no food to eat. My baby don't respect me now. Poverty is all his fault. When I look him in the face, I tell him, get out of my life. 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 Get out. Get out. Get out.
If you just joined us, you're logged on to the Joy News channel. This is the weekend edition of Let's Talk Entertainment, where you get to hear everything happening in the world of entertainment, the ones you've missed during the week as well. And of course, I'm bringing them all that back to you here on Joy News on Multi TV. Let's start on a sad note. Let's talk about Hugh Masekela.
Even though the Grammy Award-winning musician was in and out of hospital for 9 years while battling prostate cancer, those close to him have been left shocked and heartbroken by his death. In a statement issued Tuesday morning, Hugh Masekela's family said they were shattered by his death. Tributes have begun pouring in for the jazz icon. South African President Jacob Zuma, in a statement, said Masekela's death was, quote, an immeasurable loss to the music industry and to the country at large, unquote. Zuma continued, his contribution to the struggle for liberation will never be forgotten.
Let's move away from Hugh Masekela and talk about the First Lady of the land. I'm talking about Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo. She has pledged support for the Creative Arts Ministry. She says that anything you want, she will be there for you. So all the Creative Arts members, if you're listening, if you're watching right now, this is what the First Lady of our land said.
As of tonight, or after tonight, I'll be a full-fledged friend of the arts. And so you can count on me. I'll be there. Let me congratulate the Black Star International Film Institute organizers of the Black Star International Film Festival for tonight's event and commend them for the theme of the symposium, Film as a Tool for Changing the Narrative for Women. As one passionate about the well-being of women and children, I am happy that we can come together to examine the portrayal of women in film and change the narrative to reflect the enormous contributions of women to society. Film as a tool for changing the global narrative for women will certainly foster an environment that is supportive of women.
Right, away from that, let's talk about actress Juliet Asante. She is trying to promote movies, Ghanaian movies across the world. And so what she is saying is that embassies across the world should try as much as possible to, project Ghanaian movies, just show Ghanaian movies in your embassy so that we can get to where we want to get to. The International Film Festival is underway. A lot of people are pledging their support. The First Lady too just did. And so Juliet is all about promoting Ghanaian movies, and we here at Joy News will support it.
Ghanaian film industry get to the point where we begin to, offer training, skills transfer, employment, all of those things, attract foreign direct investment. We want to be able to also attract the $100 multi-million-dollar films that Nigeria and South Africa are able to attract. Why are we not able to do so? But until we situate ourselves to the point where we can compete, and having a film festival is part of what makes a country able to compete. I mean, South Africa has Durban Film Festival that is doing very well. You have Nigeria that has a fifth, and now Ghana has the Black Star International Film Festival. So we are hoping that Ghanaians will own it, because it is for Ghanaians, and through that we'll use it to attract the world.
Talking about competition, now would you say our films cannot really compete on international market?
Well, I will not say that our films cannot compete on the international market, but there are certain things that a film, needs to do. Our storytelling, the kind of stories. For instance, for you to be able to catch attention globally, you need to bring a unique story to the platform. And I think that as filmmakers, we need to recognize that we do have unique stories as Ghanaians. How do we sell that? I always come back to that point of showing Ghanaian films at embassies, for instance. When someone walks into a Ghanaian embassy, in any country, they shouldn't be watching, nothing against CNN and BBC, but they should be watching something from Ghana. Just you kind of aggregate the number of people that go through our embassies annually. Those are people we could be selling our countries to. What are we doing about that? Those are some of the questions that we need to be asking, and we are asking those questions.
Buy a new tire, brother.
Let's move on and do some music now. When was the last time you heard from Okyeame Kwame, the rap doctor? Well, now he is the ambassador for climate change. Yes. We were at the unveiling, and of course, Okyeame Kwame has been talking to us right here on Let's Talk Entertainment. So let's listen to him. We'll be back with more.
So what's going on is that, as you know, over the years have been involved in a lot of humanitarian activities, from health to the planting of trees, and I think that, like creativity, creativity is like water through a pipe. When the one that's in front leaves, the ones at the back can follow. So everything that we've done in the past sharpens us for what we're going to do in the future. So based on some of the things that we've done with hepatitis and the planting of trees and some other humanitarian activities, I was called upon by Solidaridad, a UN agency, to become a climate change ambassador to help people, to help in the awareness creation, and to also go into the communities to go and increase the knowledge base of the local people, especially local farmers. And they believe that if they use me, I will be able to let the message go down well with the people and increase the knowledge that people have about land practices, and also galvanize the communities to let them stand together to do good practices. So that is why today I'm speaking to you after the launch of me being a climate change ambassador.
So I know that they've mentioned a couple of one region or two regions that you'll be working in. What exactly would you be doing apart from going down to the people? Would you be putting together a concert to try to advise them? What exactly would you do? Farm with them, go to them in their farms, or what exactly?
So what we are going to do, because I'm an artist, I have already made a song that will be released next week on Wednesday, which addresses climate change and farming practices, land use, deforestation, afforestation, forest degradation. So I've done a song that we are going to launch on Wednesday, and when that song is launched, we believe that the traction that the song is going to have will begin to let some questions pop up. What are we to do? How are you going to help us? Where's the direction? What are we doing in the future? And then beyond the song, we'll go into the neighborhoods to bring the neighborhood together, to sit down in a board, to sit down under the hats, to sit down in the open spaces of these communities to have a one-on-one discussion on the way we are using the land, how we are cutting the trees, and how we can change our practices because the climate has changed. And let them understand that though we use the forest for farming and we need to eat, we must still save some for echirima. I don't know how we say that in English. We must save some for echirima so backbones. I didn't say that. We need to save some land for future generation so that when they grow up or when our grandchildren are not going to want. And we must also learn how to farm properly. We shouldn't behave like nomads. Destroy this land, cut, burn, delete, ruin, and then move to another land when we can use strategies and plans that we can use together that our forefathers used to use, bring them back so that we can retain the moisture in the soil and improve the vegetation and reduce desertation coming down, because we all know that not too long ago there used to be lots of rains in the northern region, but now everything is stopping because of this same land use. So we are going into the communities to go and talk to people, chiefs, local leaders, opinion leaders, farmers, women, children. We are all, apart from the communities, we are also going into the schools to go and talk to children about climate change, so that when they go home, they can have these discussions with their parents. Apart from that, we are going to do media engagements like we are doing now to begin the conversation. But one thing that I want to really do is to use this whole climate change topic to bring a lot of attention to this topic, because as we all know, this is not an interesting topic. There's even
you know that we actually studied all those effects. I mean, if you've ever been to school, we learned about all these things: climate change, deforestation, afforestation, and I'm sure a lot of people have a background of all these things, but they don't know, what's really the effect of all those things. What's the way forward? Are you going to engage, your friends in the entertainment industry to, help out?
Yes. What I'm going to do is through the concept of role modelism, is to increasingly and interestingly engage the topic so much that people can't do anything but than to observe what we are doing. And I believe that once we begin to do that and people begin to see the positive effect of our actions, then they will join it. So I have been tasked to do A, B, C, D, E. I'm going to do it. And then after I've done it, I'll bring in more people, or when we have gone forward, and after I have tasted the waters and seen. So if I'm calling, say I bear them, I say, Adam, I want to come on this track so that we do an airway version of it, so that the people in the Volta region can understand it from the local perspective. I want to call Riala. So Riala, come and sing a northern version on this same song, so that people in the northern region can identify with the song. But I want to be able to tell them that when we do this and this and that is what happens. So I'm going to engage the activation for a while before bringing other people in. But trust me, I'll bring everybody in, because the topic of climate change is not about one person. It's not about arrogance. It's not about feeling that I was the one that was called. It's about bringing everybody together so that we can fight it.
All right. Well, still on Okyeame Kwame, he actually promises an album, hopefully next 2 months. So obviously we're expecting that album to come out. But let's move away from Okyeame Kwame and talk about Dadio Panka. He is campaigning against drug abuse. I think it's a laudable idea. And of course, we're here at JoyNews on Multi TV. Let's Talk Entertainment, the entertainment desk. We support him, and so we're bringing you Dadio Panka talking to the youth, trying to advise them on how to keep away from trouble and stop drug abuse.
Me being a secular musician, if maybe the parent see as the perception out there is we don't influence them right,
or like we are a bad influence on the kids, because normally parents would want their kids to listen to gospel music. Why is it so? So I wanted to change that perception. So I wanted to change kids who follow me. I wanted people who look up to me to be positive, to be responsible. I don't want anybody looking up to me to be responsible in the future. So that is how come I took it upon myself to advocate against drugs and alcohol. So anybody who loves Upanka, looks at, maybe copies my hairstyle, copies my dressing, would copy a lifestyle from me, and that lifestyle will be abstaining from drugs and alcohol, because it does a whole lot. It messes you up, you lose respect, you waste money, your health wise, like so many things. So that is how come I took it upon myself to go on this campaign.
Let's move away from Upanka and talk about Rough Town. Yes, Rough Town is a record label that is where Ebony, the musician, belongs to, and they have managed to sign another 3 artists on the same label. So one of them, I mean, it's a lady, and of course we caught up with her. She's called Miss Forcing, and she got great assets, and everybody is calling for, you know, Miss Forcing. We need to hear from Miss Forcing. What do you have up your sleeves? What are you bringing, you know, onto the label and to the music industry as a whole? And of course, Miss G caught up with Miss Forcing, and here is a conversation they had.
So another signee of Rough Town and Midas Touch, Miss Forcing. Now this is a new lady joining the label, so it makes 2 of them. But congratulations to you.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
So now you're on the label with Ebony.
Yes.
Tough competition, is that not it?
No, I don't think it's tough. Ebony is doing her own thing, and I'm coming in with something else, so it's normal.
Normal. I like the way you open your eyes to look at me. You know, with a lot of assets you have, and the way your management is allowing you to flaunt it and show it to the whole world and say, let them see what you have, let them see what you have. Would you be offended if people begin to describe you not by your voice, but by the assets you have? Oh, the girl that has big boobs and big back.
My darling, I wouldn't be offended at all. And I don't think they were, you know, trying to, I don't know. I don't think they were trying to advertise my body. They were just trying to appreciate what I have, a God-given talent. And this is just an outfit of a normal artist. So I don't think.
I see. Now, one thing that Bullet said when I was speaking to him was the fact that he was going to even get you on before Ebony, but then he said that you didn't trust him because a lot of other men, you know, who you thought you could work with, want to take advantage of you and all that. Take advantage of you and all that. Can you share some of those experiences with us?
Oh, yes. I have been in the game for quite a while, and you know men, they get obsessed seeing, you know, body type like mine. So it goes like, I have psyched my mind that it's business I want to do, and I want to make money. Of course, I want to show, bring out the talents I have in me. So I get to meet people, and they be like, oh, I'll help you, you're a nice girl, like you have a nice voice, you have a nice shape, I want to help you. And then later on, it turns out, can we do lunch? Can we go to the mall? Can we go to the movies and stuff like that? And I go like, nah, that's not what I want, because if it's business, it's strictly business. And it's going to be formal between you and me, so I just cut it off. So when I met Bullet, honestly, I wasn't ready because I thought it was just one of those things. But we worked, we were friends for some time, and then I got to realize it was serious, and then he meant business. So I'm privileged to meet a type of man he is. So yeah.
Miss Forcing, everybody, we welcome you to the music industry. We hope that you have something incredible up your sleeves for us. We just need something incredible because the system is kind of slow. It's January, and so we want something different. We don't want no booze, no ass showing. Give us good music. That's what we're looking for. Let's move away and talk about Bulldog and Shatawad.
we saw pictures of you and Shatta Wale and then Bolore, and then we saw a write-up that said that Shatta is joining Xylophone. You know better. What's happening?
I'm fine. I can't speak to that issue. I mean, I can't give facts on that issue as it is, you know, because if it's going to happen, obviously there will be a grand announcement, and if it is not, we all know. You know, what I can say about that picture is that my boss, Nana Pia Mensah, you know, I had a vibe with him, and he invited me over, and that picture took place, you know. But basically, that picture that you saw happened because of Nana Pia Mensah or Xylophone Music, yeah.
Not because you wanted it.
Yes, I'll say that. Not because I wanted it. You know, he's you know, the last time I spoke about him, I said he has a touch, you know, and he's displayed it already. He has a way of making the impossible possible, you know, and I'll say kudos to him. That's what I'll say, you know, basically. But I'll attribute that picture that you saw, you know, because I've said on different platforms, and you guys know what really went down. I don't need to sit here and say everything, you know, and I'm principled like that. But then at a point, somebody, you know, would give you a different view of how things are supposed to, you know. It's just that it's not that I've not heard those views before, but it depends on the
who is coming from.
Yes, and the environment and the time, you know. I mean, I don't have anything against Shatta. I've never held anything against him because this issue has been long gone, you know. But then principles and, you know, a lot of things will let you hold back.
Let's do some international stories here on the weekend edition of Let's Talk Entertainment.
I gotta ask you about JT.
Oh, that's right. That is out the bag. We've been wanting to do a song together for a minute, and I remember even we've done some songwriting together and everything like that, and there's more to come because we have so much synergy. You know, I love how he creates. You know, he's very, very, very passionate about what he does. He's really inside of himself and inside of the music, and it's just like me. So it's so fresh that we have this song together on his album that's coming, which is crazy.
Yeah, what can you tease?
I love this record, man. I really feel like every time he comes, I feel like he finds a new place of himself, you know? And I love the way he just like slightly pushes the boundary a little bit more, and it's the best way to be. So I'm excited for him. Y'all gonna love this record.
Alicia's collaboration with Justin Timberlake is featured on his new album, Man of the Woods.
Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
But first, she's teaming up with Shawn Mendes as her celebrity advisor for the upcoming season of The Voice.
There's nothing holding me back.
Whoa.
How'd you like that?
What coffee were you drinking?
I don't drink
coffee. Can I get whatever she has?
But I do like to scream and shout, especially about Team AK, which is pretty outrageous.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Shawn, tell me about your reaction when you got the call that Alicia wanted you to participate this season.
I was like, I feel like I should be getting in front of the microphone and singing, and asking her for advice. So there's some young people on this team, and I think it's nice to hear from somebody, you know, really close to your age, being like, I have the same feeling, I feel the same way, you know. Like, I think one thing that we both kind of said is like, you don't get on stage and you just do. You have to kind of think about it, and it's hard work, and you have to make it amazing, and you have to believe in yourself. And I think hearing that from like both of our angles is really helping them.
Ed Sheeran is engaged.
You actually knew her, you met her in high school?
Yeah, she was the year below me in high school.
So she knew you when?
From the age of 11.
The 26-year-old musician announced his engagement to girlfriend Cherry Seaborn on Instagram, writing, "Got myself a fiance just before New Year. We are very happy and in love, and our cats are chuffed as well."
You are the one, girl, and you know that it's true.
The two have known each other since they were kids and began dating in 2015.
How important is that for you to reach this level of fame? And, you know, you get to go home every night to somebody who's known you since 11 years old and kind of knows the real you.
I think it's cool, you know, you don't get away with it. You don't get away with it because, you know, she can call you out on anything. But it's, you know, I've got all the same mates from school, and we're all the same friendship group, and it just feels a very tight-knit community. no one's ever allowed in. So it's quite cool.
I'm feeling younger every time that I'm alone with you.
That's all time will allow us for the weekend edition of Let's Talk Entertainment right here on JoyNews on Multi TV. My name is Becky. Kindly join me same time next weekend for even more thrilling edition of Let's Talk Entertainment.
You know, it's always a little bit frustrating to me when people have a negative relationship with failure. Failure is a massive part of being able to be successful. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to actually seek failure. Failure is where all of the lessons are. You know, when you go to the gym and you work out, you're actually seeking failure. You want to take your muscles to the point where you get to failure, because that's where the adaptation is. That's where growth is. Successful people fail a lot. They fail a whole lot more than they succeed, but they extract the lessons from the failure and they use that, the energy, and they use the wisdom to come around to the next phase of success. You gotta take a shot. You have to live at the edge of your capabilities. You gotta live where you're almost certain you're gonna fail. That's the reason for practice. Practice is controlled failure. You're getting to your limit, getting to your limit, getting to your limit. You can't lift that, you can't do that, until you get to the point that all of a sudden your body makes the adjustment and then you can do it. Failure actually helps you to recognize the areas where you need to evolve. So fail early, fail often, fail forward.